I'll be honest, there are Wednesday nights on the good stuff where it just doesn't feel good. And the best laid plans are just that, plans. I wanted to share the story of a nurse and other Willis-Knighton North critical care nurses who went above and beyond for a young COVID patient. However, just hours before I was to meet with that patient's wife, he passed away. But it doesn't take away from what this longtime nurse, Sherri Hagerhjelm, did earlier this month. We pray it still made a lasting effect and difference with this heartbroken widow. I still met with Sherri, and tonight on The Good Stuff, how she and others in Scrubs are surviving the storm, in her words. Everybody else, it's usually a throwaway question, but I would imagine for somebody in Scrubs, it's not. How's your day?
We will probably have 4 people die by the end of the day. If in 32 years all I was a machine that came in and turned buttons and programmed IV pumps and pumped on chest, then we could hire a robot to do my job. But if I'm not compassionate, if I don't show love, if I don't feel it with my heart, I can't absorb every bit of the pain that every patient's feeling, because I would be in therapy every day rather than being at work. It was a rough day. It was the day that the 4th surge reality hit us really hard. We were evacuating out one ICU to open it up for further COVID patients. And every one of us was just thinking, oh no, here we go again. So the very first person that rolled in the door, he's young, he's really young. And he rolls in and he's scared and he's got this big mask on his face. And he's breathing deeply and struggling to breathe. If I can't make him breathe easy, I want his heart to be easy. I thought she just wants to be with her husband and love her husband. And so I called a florist that we really like, and I knew I wasn't gonna make it. I was getting out, gonna be late again. And I called my husband and said, can you pick up the flowers from this florist? I just need to get them to this lady. So I looked up her address. She lives not far from where I do in Bossier. So he went with me and we knocked on the door, and she came to the door, and we had these flowers. I just thought it was important for her to know on that last day when he wasn't able to talk to her on that 12th anniversary, that we knew that he loved her, and she needed to hear that day too. All day long we take care of the physiologic systems of patients that are struggling, their hearts and their lungs and everything else. And I just knew that there was a heart of a wife at home breaking that needed to be taken care of too. So that helps me. It lets me feel normal for a minute. It lets me see something good in the middle of a dark day. It lets me smile. We got back in the car, and my husband and I held hands all the way home, because it makes me appreciate my family and my husband, and that every day is a gift. And I can choose on that day that's dark and rainy to smile and be kind, or I can choose to wallow in it. And hopefully more days than not, I'm choosing the right one. Because that person deserves to be remembered and honored, and we pause and we thank God for their life. That's important. But I also can't not take care of the next person. So I did. I went to another room for just a little bit and took a deep breath and said, okay, God chose to heal him different than we had asked. Now let's take care of the next person, and the next person, and the next person. And I think that Sting was really tough today because this healing came today in a different form. And we're what, an hour and a half into finding that out. But maybe God put me at a house with those flowers for that reason, because I know on that day, God knew this day was coming. So if that's why, then it's worth the pain.
A major part of Sherri's job is to train other nurses, and I've got a feeling there is one amazing bunch of nurses running around that hospital there at Willis-Knighton Medical Center North. Tonight, let's all share a prayer for not only that family who lost a loved one, but this entire medical community fighting this battle against COVID and surviving this storm every single day and night.